With the 10th pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Todd Gurley.
Gurley's got room. Todd Gurley's got speed. Gurley down the sideline.
It was just more motivation for me to prove that I can do it again, because that ACL joint, man, you go from running one day and then the next day you can't even walk. You like, damn, can I ever do this again?
All right, we finally got here after he's made me drive up and back across LA twice.
Yeah.
Todd, how are you?
I'm good, man. My bad, man. My bad. I messed up. I confirmed the address and still went to the wrong address.
And as you know, in Australia, that drive would have taken me 15 minutes. But
yeah, welcome to LA. Welcome to LA.
I've gone back in twice an hour, but we're here. It's actually worked out all right. We'll still get to the airport.
That's the only. All right, that's. I feel better that you're gonna get to the airport.
We'll
that was
get
my
there.
biggest thing. I was like, damn.
Got to get back to the girls, mate. Got to get back to them.
Yeah.
And congrats. Haven't seen you since you've had your little one. How's that going?
Man, it's been good. She'll be 5 months tomorrow, bro.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Like, we was talking about that in November, and like now she's already 5 months. It's like, and it's about to literally be November again. It's like already been a year. It's crazy.
It's nuts.
It's been a blessing though, man. I love it. Like, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
You enjoying it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like, I used to go places and I'll stay for a day maybe. I'm like, I can come back tomorrow. Now I'm like, I got to get back. Got to get back to the little one. Even if she going to be asleep when I get back, I'm just like, got to get back. And they help moms out too, because she do a hell of a job.
Yeah. No, it changes your perspective on everything, doesn't it?
It do, but I also feel like where I'm at, like, in my life, like, I'm already kind of like mature stage. So it's almost kind of like, it's like perfect timing, you know? It's like perfect timing, yeah. I wouldn't have been able to appreciate her or the situation, you know, maybe 5-6 years ago, for sure.
Exactly. Mate, let's take us back. Where'd you grow up? Where did it all begin?
It all began, originally I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I grew up a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
So that's originally where I'm from. That's where all my family is at, like, whole family. My mom moved, me, my brothers, and my sister. I got 3 brothers, 1 sister, but growing up, 2 brothers in the house, 2 of my older brothers and my older sister. So she moved us down to North Carolina, which is pretty much about 4 hours south of Baltimore. It was different, but far as like football, I didn't play football when I played football when I was in Baltimore. When I moved to North Carolina, I didn't play football because, like, you know, I didn't even know, you know, what was going on in the neighborhood, like who had what teams. I think I was just in school, and then like he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to football practice." I'm like, "Where you playing at?" You know, like, "Well, you might can ride with us, and, you know, catch a ride." So that's how I kind of got like back reintroduced to playing football when I moved to North Carolina.
Why was the move? Like, why from Baltimore down to Carolina? Just for more opportunity, or?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, that's probably definitely, like, I was a decision my mom made, but like, if you don't know anything like about Baltimore, it's, you know, it's a rough city. It's rough. Like, you know, it's a rough city.
Yeah.
Chicago, you know, that type of style, like type of city. So I think she just wanted better and wanted better for us, you know, because she's seen it, you know, probably from her family members or her friends, just, you know, what it lead to. Not that you can't make it out, but just distancing ourselves away and pretty much just starting over, you know. So I think that was, you know, one of the main reasons why she did that. And, you know, we were young. We were a little sad moving away from our family. You know, kids always hate moving because they got to find new friends too. So, but I mean, we had everything we needed. She always was working hard. She always had 2-3 jobs working for us. So, made sure we had, you know, what we had, and just always appreciated what we had because we knew she worked hard for it too. So
now that you're older, are you able to appreciate the moves that she's done to give your family better opportunities?
For sure. But that was just like the thing. Like, you know, as a kid, you don't really know too much. Like, you don't know if you rich, you don't know if you poor. It's like my mom or other people, friends, mom be like, I want to go over this person's house. They're like, he live in the same neighborhood as you. That he don't got nothing that you don't got. Like, y'all literally all living in the same
We're all got the
environment, you
same.
know? So, but nah, just for sure. And I think just a fresh start, you know, sometimes that's needed in life. But then also too, like not really knowing what's going to happen when you make those moves, but your gut tells you otherwise that you should do it. And yeah, man, I end up having the opportunity to be able to, you know, play football and obviously make it to the next level and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I never thought of that, you know, as a kid, for sure.
So in Carolina, when did footy pop off? How did that come about?
I was playing Pop Warner, so we call like our little leagues Pop Warner, just like football leagues. I was just playing. Honestly, bro, I grabbed a ride from one of my friends in the neighborhood. His dad used to take us back to work all the time, and I used to play for the Little Warriors, North Edgecombe Little Warriors. But I never played running back. I was always like a backup running back, but I always started on defense. And I always did like, you know, kickoff return and stuff like that. So, but I never played running back. My first time ever playing running back was my 10th grade year in high school. So I played football basically since I was 6 years old, from Baltimore to North Edgecombe, Little Warriors, which they have a JV and then they have a varsity. And then I went to middle school. We have middle school football in Carolina. A lot of states don't have middle school football. They still play Pop Warner. So I played my 7th grade year. I played corner and kick return. And then my 8th grade year, I went on a cruise. So I had to miss some time. But I had to like lie too, because you just can't miss a week in school, right? Like you get in trouble for that also. But then like, it's the middle of the season, like, so we used to do our family reunions. We used to do, so basically like our family gatherings and stuff like that, which is usually during the summertime, but we used to do cruises and just go as a family. So, but yeah, so I played linebacker my 8th grade year. And then my 9th grade year, going to high school, I love basketball. Like basketball is my favorite sport. Like, I love football too, but like just basketball, maybe it's because I wasn't able to, you know, accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm done playing football. I'm gonna just focus on basketball. So I was done. Like, I was like, maybe I'll go back, but I really wasn't tripping. So I was doing some work after school, you know, just probably finishing up something and I needed a ride home. I never had a ride home. Like, I was always that kid, like,
Hanging around.
when they say like it takes a village to raise, you know, a child, like,
That's
it really
cool.
do take a village, like a community, because I wouldn't have been able to play football had I not got rides from, you know, my friends' dads and, you know, teammates and stuff like that. So I was looking for a ride. I knew they had practice, so I'm like, I need a ride. Practice about to be done. And then one of the coaches came up to me, started talking to me. They done talked me into start back playing football again. Right?
Yeah.
I was like the backup quarterback and like backup safety at the time. And then I ended up playing on defense again.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, damn, maybe this offense thing not for me. And my 10th grade year, that's when I started playing running back. First game, first carry, like 60 yards, touchdown. You know, like, and we had a good high school team. So I'm on JV as well. We have California have like freshman team, JV, varsity.
Yeah.
We just had JV varsity, but everybody look at me because I made it to the lead and stuff. They're like, how was you on JV? Like, our team
Just
was
started.
our school was good. Like, we made it to the state championships pretty much like the last 10 years. we probably only won like
Yeah.
5, but they just was always winning. So my 11th grade year, first carry, they like, he probably can't do it again. He probably can't do it. That was against, JV. First carry of the season. Another 60, 70 yards. So, and we won state championships in high school. I think I won 3 state championships. And then I just went to Georgia, man.
Yeah.
I was blessed.
So go through that. So you haven't looked back since then, since you started
Nah.
playing on offense. How does the recruitment work? Was it only ever going to be Georgia, or like how do these colleges go with trying to get you over there? And did they try sling a
The money?
sling a little bit on the side?
I think they do that. I never had that situation.
Right.
I wasn't really a highly recruited kid.
Okay.
I came from a small little town.
That's interesting.
Tallboro, Princeville, where it's, everybody know everybody.
Yeah.
But how I got recruited, I've told this story a couple times. How I got recruited was my good friend. We ended up being college teammates. We still great friends to the day. Keith Marshall, he was the #1 running back in the nation, but he lived in Raleigh, North Carolina, which was like an hour away. So how people really kind of started hearing about me, how I got my offer from Georgia was the running back coach McClendon. He's with Tampa Bay Bucks now, their receiver coach. He was about to go see Keith. And then one of the coaches was like, you need to go see that kid down in Tallboro, Todd Gurley. And I guess that's when he looked my highlight up or whatever and just like pretty much gave me a call and was like, hey, I want to meet with you, such and such. And then my coach was like, yeah, Georgia call. I'm like, Georgia? I'm like, I'm not going to no Georgia.
Yeah.
And then, so once you get that first offer, like all the other offers start coming in. I had like the little Carolina schools where it was like, we're really not known for football. We're known for basketball with Duke, UNC, Wake Forest, NC State. So I had the smaller schools, and then the offers just kind of pretty much started rolling in, and I started getting a little recognition. But I just picked Georgia. It was either going to be Georgia or Clemson. I would have went to UNC, but they were on probation for NCAA violations, everything that they had this NIL stuff that kids can
Reggie,
get paid for and stuff like that. Yep. Reggie Bush, he got suspended. I got suspended in college. I got suspended in college.
Talk us through that. So what happened? From my intel here, autographs received a mere $3,000.
Yeah, so I think I made that number up. I definitely signed so much more.
Right.
Like, it was almost like, not to say it like that, it was almost like robbing 10 banks, but you get caught just robbing one.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
But how it works with the NCAA was it's a certain amount of money. So once the threshold get about $1,000, it's automatically a 4-game suspension, no matter what. If it was $200, it could have been probably, 1 game.
Yeah.
So, but if you were getting money from agents, you're done completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the agents would probably lose their license as well.
So what are your thoughts now with the guys that are suing the NCAA for not being able to make money in their time at college? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Hey, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. It's business. It's not personal. I know a lot of the alumni gets, mad, and it can ruin relationships, and they can, probably. But the process, I don't think a lot of people understand how the process works. So you sue. When you do this lawsuit, you would do the lawsuit against the school, the NCAA, the conference, which would be like the SEC pretty much, and you would do like SEC Network, the media company. So you have to do that at the beginning, and then they'll all pretty much start pointing fingers at each other like, well, we had nothing to do with this. Like, you got to take that up with such and such.
Yeah.
So you pretty much start off just suing everybody, and then
work back from there.
Yes, and then you just go one and one. So but I know a lot of stuff have to do with like statute of limitations as far as time limits and stuff like that. So that's why it was only from 2016 to up until now.
Okay. So someone of your stature when you played, because you played right away
Yeah.
and set it on fire at Georgia, like what would someone like with your skill set be getting paid now, NIL? If they were in now, if
That's
you were
what
in
they
now,
always say.
what do you reckon?
A coach told me, he's actually a head coach at a school. He told me maybe like 700,000.
Yeah.
And then,
But you did that
I have
for
a friend.
free. Like you didn't get paid at all, apart from.
Nah, all I got was, we got $71.50 every other week, I think, and then we had like stipends for like clothes and stuff like that, and then our Pell Grant check, depending on our financial situation between what our mothers make and stuff like that. So I would always get my money. I think it was like $2,500. So I would get that, save that up to get me a car. That's what I pretty much did. Like the money I was signing with and like my Pell Grant money, I saved that up to buy me a car.
Yeah. What was it like in a traditional football school that is Georgia playing down in Athens?
It was hard. I loved it, but I'm not gonna lie. Like I was about to quit again my freshman year because it was tough. Like I said, I came from North Carolina, where it's like we all play football because all my friends play football. But once you get to college, it's like wake up at 6 a.m., summer practice, spring practice. I'm like, man.
Mightn't be for me.
Yeah, it's like I'm complaining. But, I sat down, talked with like the team chaplain and stuff like that. But once the season started and I got to play right away, yeah, it was pretty much no going back from there. But yeah, man, my first game was pretty special.
Did you go off?
You got me out here talking about myself and stuff. I don't really.
This is what it's about. It's not about me.
I know. I be chilling. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I had a great first game. Shout out to Buffalo, but it was against Buffalo. It wasn't like I was playing against Alabama the first game. So. Yeah. That kind of helped me build my confidence. But my first game, I had a 100-yard kickoff return, and I had like 100+ yards and like basically like 3 total touchdowns. So, and it wasn't really no looking back from there. And once I knew I could make it to the next level when I played Alabama in the SEC championship game, and I had a pretty good game. I had like 100-some yards. Nowadays, people run against Alabama 400 yards, but back then, like people wasn't doing that. It was like literally like 100-yard rusher like every 5 years. Like nobody ran the ball against Alabama. So I was like, damn, I might could make it to the pros. I could do something.
Well, we'll get onto that. So your first 2 years, you've gone off. In your third, you've done your ACL.
Yeah.
Right. So with that, obviously after your third year, you can declare for the draft at the end of that year. With then doing your knee, like, did you still think you were going to go? Or like after hurting your knee, was it, I'm unsure where my chances lay now?
Nah, I know I was going.
You're still going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you do then to prepare? Still prepare. So you're like, righto, my season's done. I'm still going. Just focus on the rehab for the next 6 to 12 months so I can play in the league?
Well, it goes back to that signing autographs. So the third year, my junior year, going off, killing it. Get suspended for signing autographs. First game I come back, tear my ACL. So like selfishly, which I was being selfish because I was signing autographs in the first place, which I probably shouldn't have been doing. That's how I got suspended, put myself in that situation. So a lot of people didn't even want me to come back at all. Like just forego. Anyway. Just forego. So, but it kind of like lit a fire in me too, because I'm like, damn. It's like I didn't get to prove this my junior year. I know I'm done with school. And it was just more motivation for me to prove that I can do it again, because that ACL joint, man, you go from running one day and then the next day you
fade up,
can't even walk. You like, damn, can I ever do this again? But not only this, like I'm going to the NFL, so to play against the highest level of talent, right? So I'm like, damn, am I going to be able to do this? I knew I was still going to go first round. I didn't know if I was going to go, early. I thought I would go like 20 to 30.
Yeah.
Because I guess just confident in myself. Like I knew, like
What you
nobody
put out
was
there.
better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so what's that process like going through the draft? Are the clubs on the phone? How's that all working? You're working out, I'm assuming, getting your knee right. They're hitting you up.
Get my knee right. So they have the combine, which you go to, and for me it was more medical because I couldn't do anything physical on the field.
Yeah.
Only thing I did was the bench press. So you do meetings, do a lot of psychological meetings, but I wouldn't let anybody touch my knee at the combine either, because they'll just be pulling on you. It's 32 teams, so 32 doctors want to evaluate your knee. But I've heard so many stories where people come out of the combine hurt because they're pulling and yanking. You know, people might already be hurt, but they pulling and yanking on you, you know, all day, every day. So me and my agent already pretty much had a conversation, like, don't let them touch it. Like, you're gonna have to come back anyway. They have like another medical combine where I had to come back
right.
2 months after, so they're gonna see from that anyway. So they like, you'll let them touch it then, just don't let them do it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of teams didn't like it, but I'm like, I don't really care, you know, like.
Yeah.
But a lot of meetings, teams, they have, I think, 30 visits, so they can bring 30 guys in per team. So I did a bunch of visits, Patriots, Dallas, San Diego Chargers at the time. But I never heard anything from LA, you know, like never heard, I went to the Jets, like all that. I never heard anything from St. Louis, actually, the Rams.
Yeah.
And my agent at the draft, who was at the draft, he was like, yeah, I think the Rams going to get you. I was like, they're not about to get me. I hear it all the time. People say somebody going to get them and like they never get picked or they may fall later. So I was just chilling, joking. They gave me the call. I was at the draft. It was in Chicago. That was my first time in Chicago.
Yeah.
Shout out the Illuminatis, Giordano's, you know, the deep dish pizza is fire. So yeah, I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it, but you know you can get that drink shipped. I get it shipped.
No
I get
way.
it shipped to the house, yeah. I do like 2-day shipping.
How the other half live, right? How the big dogs live. I don't get it shipped across the Atlantic.
Well, it's Midwest, but yeah, I get it shipped, yo. That drink's good.
So it's all gone to plan. You've gone top 10 to the Rams.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts on getting into the league? Everything you thought it would be? Or are you just driven? Getting my knee right?
I still got to get right. Yeah, I still got to get right. You know, you anxious. They just wasted a 10th overall first round pick. So
Not a
it's like,
waste.
yeah, I know, but you know, you like, we picked this guy to play in the first round. We're not trying to wait for him to play either, right? So I missed my first 2 games. My third game, I came in. It was on like limited snaps. I had like 6 carries for like 9 yards. Like,
shit.
Yeah. And then my next game, I think we played the Cardinals. It was like 0 to 100. It was like, oh, I'm back in there. I damn near played like mostly all the snaps. Next game, all the snaps. It was fun, but they're not prepping for me. I'm not on a scouting report. I'm a rookie coming off an ACL. I don't got no respect.
Yeah, we don't need to take care of him.
Yeah, it's like we're not worried about him. So, and we still losing though. Like we were just losing. Our offense was pretty sad for real. Our defense was always good. AD, Chris Long, Will Hayes, Robert Quinn, Mark Barron, Rob McLeod, True, Jack Rabbit. Ogletree.
All stars.
Man, like Eugene, like we were wasting their talent. You know how like a lot of guys' talent get wasted all the time now in the league from teams just being sorry. Like we were wasting their talent. But the NFL, it was fun, bro. It was fun. For me, it was fun. The whole process, the whole league, like I had a good time.
You were doing your part though. You won Offensive Rookie of the Year first year, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
You left that one out. You go 0 to 100 and you've just gone whack. You beat out Jameis Winston.
But that was like, I mean, it was a proud moment. For me, it was a proud moment. I got to play in the Pro Bowl. That was the last one in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but it don't stop there, right?
That's right.
It's a week-to-week lead, so when I first came in, it was like, oh man, that's Clay Matthews, that's such and such, and Julius Peppers. And then after my first year or a couple of games, it was like guys was just numbers then. I'm like, I got to beat this dude. I got to study film a little bit. I never really studied like outside of the practice facility because I'm a running back, bro. It's like
hit the gap.
The hole gonna be there or not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got Barry Sanders who can do incredible stuff, but like,
what type of running back were you? More so that get through that gap instead of getting to the outside. How would you describe yourself?
At the beginning, I was just like a hard-nosed running back. Like, all I cared about was running the ball until I seen guys like Le'Veon, Vontae Freeman, David Johnson had a hell of a year. So I'm like, damn, these guys was catching the ball out the backfield, like doing more. And when I seen that, I'm like, why wouldn't I not want to do that? Like, why would I want to get hit by 11 people instead of just going up one-on-one and trying to like get in space? So I end up turning into more of a receiving running back like after basically my third year, because the coach got fired the second year, and then we brought in the Rams coach that's there now. Mm-hmm. So he definitely got us rolling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he got us rolling.
Yeah. You mentioned some of your past teammates before. Did you play with Matt Stafford at Georgia?
I never played with Stafford.
You missed him?
I missed Stafford with the Rams, and I missed him at Georgia.
So who are some of the best players that you've played with, you reckon, and why?
Some of the best players I ever played with?
Who's crazy?
Man, at Georgia, some of the best players I ever played with at Georgia, Jarvis Jones. Like, bro was just always making plays, Him and Ogletree, just gifted athletes. Yeah. Malcolm Mitchell was a gifted athlete. He played both sides, kind of like how not Shador, but Travis Hunter is. Yeah. He played receiver and he played cornerback. In the lead, obviously, my freshman year, Tavon Austin, one of the greatest.
Crazy highlight reel.
So I'm coming in to the Rams. I'm like, I'm about to play with Tavon. We're about to go crazy. I give it a lot of credit to him too, man. He was definitely a reason that I had a lot of my success, especially my first 3 years, because of he would be on the jet sweeps and do the fakes and all that stuff. So they always had to respect his speed. They always had to respect. So he was definitely one of the, most freakish athletes. Aaron Donald, obviously,
he's nuts.
Just different. Yeah, just different.
What does he do? I've seen some workouts online, but like, what did you notice with him? Like, he just looks like an animal.
For him, because he's not, like, when you look at him, you wouldn't look at him and think he's the best player in the league, like literally, because he's undersized for his position, but he's just a tank. But his mentality, his motor, his love for football, like it's a reason why some guys are in the position that they in. You know what I mean? Like, I love football, but I'm like, I wasn't like 365 all day, every day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've
like,
seen that, yeah.
I probably would have done a lot more had I, put a lot more effort into it as well. I did my part, and I always, came prepared, but he still worked out with his high school, college trainer. So when he would go back and do his workouts, like, it was like nothing ever changed, And for me, I mean, obviously I had my knee, so each year I had to kind of like minimize the work that I could do, to save the wear and tear, and then just me being an every down running back, like getting hit all the time. But yeah, I don't even think he got a max for real. Like, he can lift whatever. Yeah. Like, so he just crazy. Like, so real deal.
2017 season, you mentioned Tavon playing a lot of help in letting you do what you do. You won Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
I think you were pretty unfortunate to not win the MVP, mate. I thought you were a bit stiff there.
Quarterback award.
Yeah, man. I thought you should have won that. You went for 19 or 20 touchdowns, wasn't it? That year?
Yeah, probably, like 20.
So 20. That rise, that year, is that scheme, coach, players helping out, you got better, all of the above. How does that 2017 year come about when you popped
it's
off?
everything. It's Andrew Whitworth coming over from Cincinnati Bengals after they thought he was washed up and couldn't play no more, and him coming in and contributing, and obviously still playing longer than me with the Rams and being able to be a Super Bowl champion, getting the Rams to the Super Bowl twice, winning once. Roger Saffold, who was a beast. Like, I never rushed for 1,000 yards without him. Like, guard, like a beast. But obviously, McVay coming over and just bringing that whole new scheme. But then us buying into it, actually believing into it, because he came in, he got coach. He was the youngest head coach ever hired.
Yeah, he would have been 35,
so he was
36,
like,
wasn't he?
Nah, he was like 30.
No way.
So it's like people on the team older than him.
Yeah.
Andrew Whitworth's older than him at the time. So, but not even us having that ego either. Not even us like, oh, this 30-year-old, like he coming in coaching us. Like what he know about? It wasn't that, because we go through the all-season program, we seen what he's doing. We like, oh shoot,
He
like,
knows.
Yo, we might be good. Like I'm thinking, I can't get no worse than what I just played my second year.
Yeah.
Like, can't get no worse. Golf wasn't even, he went number 1 overall. He wasn't even supposed to play like the first couple of games, because most of the time they draft a player first number 1 overall and they throw him right into the fire, right? You going number 1 for a reason. They're the sorriest team in the league. Like, can't nobody really fix that.
Yeah.
But we were already losing, so they're like, just throw Golf in there anyway. He didn't get a chance. Sorry, I'm putting your business out there, but like, we didn't win no games with him, so it was like he couldn't get no worse than none of us could got any worse than what we was doing. Pretty much. Like, we couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So when he came in, he brought in some pieces that he had, Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods.
Yeah.
Drafted Cooper Kupp at the time.
Which turns out to be an amazing draft
exactly.
pick.
So bought in his guys, and that was the thing though, bro. Like, everybody did their job, and then we started believing, and we started seeing each week, like, yo, we really good. Like, and everybody got to do their part though.
Yeah.
Like, everybody got to do their part.
Yeah.
And the way I was able to get a lot of my stuff done was because of those receivers blocking downfield.
Yeah.
Like, I tell guys all the time, like, bro, you good, but you ain't going to, like, break them long runs unless them receivers are blocking. Like, they have to block.
Yeah.
And, receivers don't really be liking to block like that for real. I mean, Robert Quinn was like a fullback. Like, when I bought gifts for the O-line, like, I bought him a gift because he was in there, like, blocking.
What did you used to get for the boys? What did you buy for them?
I mean, I was always a little cheap. The first year I got him Xboxes because I got it for free.
So you didn't buy it?
But it was also like trying to give Whitworth an Xbox. He like 30-some years old. What the fuck
Good
you gonna
luck.
do with an
Yeah.
Xbox? So I got him ATVs, like utility trucks.
Oh, right.
Like I don't know.
Oh, like a little kind of
like you can
small
drive
one.
and then it got the flatbed in the
yeah,
back
yeah.
gear. So, but I had to tell Golf to go half with me on that. I'm like, yo, you got to go half with me on this. So, and that was it. And then I think the next year I'm like, I ain't buying them nothing. They gonna cut me soon. I'm like, man, I gotta
look after my money. So was that 2017 or 18 you made the Super Bowl, was it?
2018 season.
Yeah.
2018 season, 19 going into 19.
And you've gone down to the Patriots 13-3.
Yeah, it was boring. That was boring.
It was a boring game. I remember watching. But any key moments for that game stick out, and what was it like?
That game was one of the fastest games I ever played in. It was like a blur. There wasn't really no key moments, especially not for me, because I wasn't really doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I played because I had got hurt right before the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I came back. We whooped the Cowboys. Fucked around, got benched against the Saints.
Yeah.
Because I was messing up. And then I ain't really play like that in the Super Bowl. So it was just a blur, man. We ain't really do too much on offense. It was just like the way we was rolling that whole year, like it was just nothing.
Yeah.
Even the Patriots, I talked to a couple Patriots players, and they were like, this was the easiest game we ever played in.
Kidding.
On a defense.
Yeah, right.
On
right.
a defense.
Yeah, you weren't doing too much on the offense.
Yeah.
Mate, you were ranked twice by your peers in the top 10 in the whole competition. Does an award like that mean something to you when you're ranked by your peers?
Yeah. That always. Just a respect level. Because, you know, when you're doing the interviews and stuff like that, you always going to say, well, we got the best running back or we got the best quarterback, right? Like, knowing damn well it might be.
Not be, yeah, you gotta look
but
after
like, this list is one of them lists where guys, like, I'm sure they lead people off, but, like, just to get that respect, like, ain't like that, and getting all pro, it's like no better feeling.
Yeah.
You know, like.
How did it feel to get rewarded when you were, at the time when you signed your deal at the Rams, the highest running back ever paid, right?
Yeah.
How did it feel to get that reward for that effort?
Man, exactly what you said. Like, it felt like a reward. Like, I remember, I don't know if it was the GM or whatever, it was like, we paying you because what you did for us, like, not because we have to, because I still had like 2 more years on my contract.
Right.
So, yeah, you know, they always did a good job of paying guys that they felt, you know, deserved it. So when that happened, I really wasn't expecting it because I had just was on vacation. I always did a vacation. I was in Cancun. We was chilling.
Of course you were.
Yo, we was all chilling. Like my brother, the homies, my other boy Mike that was in the league. And it was like 2 days later, I ended up, my agent called me. He like this. I'm like, all right, see if you can get a little bit more. Then he called me back the next day. I'm like, yeah, I do that. I'm like, I'll do do that. But nah, it's funny because when I signed it, my agent was going over everything. He was like, you'll make this, such and such, you know, the first 3 years. And he was like, if they cut you, you be 26 with basically like with a good payday.
Yeah.
And then one of the guys was like, yeah, but we'll never do that. And I was like, you never know. And that's exactly how I ended up playing out. Like 3 years after the deal, ended up getting cut.
Well, why? Since you brought it up, talk me through how that happens. And like, is there any bad blood there still?
I want to say, nah. I feel like as far as bad blood, I don't really even put that energy out there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like it is what it is. I'm a fan of football, so I'm always gonna be a fan of players. But when I got done with football anyway, I always wanted to just get off the grid and remove myself. But when I did get cut, it's not like I got to come in or anything. They called me. This was COVID, probably like a week after COVID.
Yeah, right.
So COVID happened. He called me. And if you know anything about me, where I live at in my neighborhood, I had no service. So I just remember him on the phone, like, it was just breaking up pretty much. Like, I heard him say, you know, appreciate you, and, you know, but, like, we're going to let you go. But I kind of had a feeling, you know, like I had a feeling. They called me probably before I got cut to ask me, because they were going to try to trade me at first, right? You know, that way they get the money off of, like, their books and stuff like that. But that's why a lot of people didn't think I was going to get cut, because the dead cap. But
what was still on the table?
They would have had to. Nah, bro. I didn't even start. Technically, I didn't even start my new deal.
Really?
Yeah, I had like 5 more years. Yeah, I had like 5 more years. So, but they had to cut me by that day, or they would have had to owe me like an additional 5.
Yeah.
Well, I would have been guaranteed my salary this year, and they would have had to guarantee me a additional 5, so like 10.5 or 11 overall the following year.
Yeah.
So that would have been more money that hit them even more so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that happened. I really ain't get to enjoy. Not saying like I was mad, but I was just like, I seen it coming too, and I've always been a student of the game. Always seen a person get cut pretty much every offseason that had the payday maybe a year or 2 before.
Yeah.
And then just my situation that year before wasn't really playing as much, so it was just like, why would you even keep a guy that you barely even playing anyway? So I signed to Atlanta like the next day, so I ain't really get to like wasn't no downtime.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was just like Atlanta called,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to school in Georgia.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Bring
and
it
they had
home.
Julio at the time,
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, Matt Ryan. So I'm just like, it was just like a no-brainer. You
Yeah.
know, I'm like, I'm getting to go back home state. It's COVID. We
Yeah.
playing with no fans.
Yeah.
Like no fans at all.
Yeah.
And coach and the GM get fired like 4 games in. So
Was that the year after they lost the Super Bowl?
that probably was like 3-4 years. Probably like 3 years after they lost in the Super Bowl, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to Atlanta. I had to see what Atlanta was talking about though, man, because like I said, I went to school there. So
Yeah. Mate, you spoke about your salary. We've had this chat before. So let's say someone earns $1 million here in LA.
yeah,
What do you take home?
you taking home probably, you said $1 million.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna take home at the most $400,000.
So people say this big figure, and look, it's crazy money. Like, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. Yeah,
But let's say people here, like, let's say someone playing at Lakers earning $100 million a year, they're taking home 40.
40. Yeah, that's even without having to obviously pay your agent fees and all that stuff. And then you like we said, it's great money, but you want to up, spend a little bit more.
Yeah.
You want a nicer car, you want a nicer house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's more property taxes, more more maintenance. So, but that's why you definitely got to be smart. I never been I always wanted a nice house. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the only thing I ever cared about. I never really cared about the cars and all that stuff because I always pretty much had like a car deal when I was playing too. So that's why I always tried to like do as many deals, but then stuff that was organic and fit with me too.
Yeah.
Because I know, they always say not for long, and I never wanted to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sit up here and like, I walked away. Like whenever I walked away, but like I never wanted to be that guy that played for 4 or 5 teams, or was just hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
So I think the COVID year kind of really opened up my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be around family so much that year to where I got so used to being around my family, being comfortable living here in LA, and not wanting to go play nowhere else unless it was like Miami or Vegas.
Yeah,
I would have did that. but yeah. And then you got practice squad guys. Oh, with the new CBA. So it used to be practice squad guys. They probably make like $200,000.
Yeah.
So now you probably gonna get like half of that.
Yeah.
If not a little bit more.
They're eating all their meals.
But you gotta
have.
but that's not guaranteed. You can get cut next week, or you can get cut whenever.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, league crazy, bro. It'd be crazy, but a lot of guys enjoy when they get done.
Yeah. Well, talk us through your injuries, mate. Like what ended up getting you done? Was it knees, hips?
Yeah, I be feeling my hips now, though. It's crazy.
Sitting
Yeah,
down
my
for too
knee.
long.
So
I
basically,
won't keep you here much longer.
Yeah, basically the same knee. My left knee that I tore when I was in college.
Yeah.
Just a lot of wear and tear, man. A lot of wear and tear. That's why I said after each year, like I would always get MRIs too, just to see where I was at. But like the stuff that I could do in the first off season, I couldn't do year 4. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing with football is like, or any sport, right? Like you got to be able to go out there and train and prep like it's a game, you know? So I wasn't able to maintain that level of like grind that I still did it, but I had to do it a different way.
Yeah.
So, but they always the Rams always did a great job of with the trainers and like all that stuff. Like I would always have Fridays off. I probably have Fridays off like.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, like the last 3 years, but that also hurts you because you're not getting those actual reps too. Like I know what to do mentally, but it never hurts to get more reps, right?
Yeah.
So stuff like that. So yeah, just the knee, bro. Just a lot of wear and tear, and like I said, I seen it before. I'm just like, man, I'm not about to put myself in a situation where I ain't gonna be able to walk in 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll take not being able to walk in 20 years,
Yeah.
but like 5 years, like nah. So, and I never let that like you know the awards, the all pros, the Pro Bowls, like
Yeah.
that never like made me either, right? Like I always just wanted to have fun, travel the world, and just play a sport that I played as a kid professionally. So
Yeah.
yeah, nah, it was fun, man.
What are your thoughts with all the stuff getting reported around these concussions and potential looming CTE for a lot of the guys that you would have played with? What are your thoughts on all that?
I mean, another thing, like maybe not when I was playing, but like seeing it now, like it's almost like confirmation that I know I did the right thing being done. Like, cause you living in a, like, don't get it twisted. You work hard, you do all this, but it's a facade. Like people all in your face, they saying this, they love you, you know, but like they gonna love that same another person the same, and that ain't taking nothing away from the fans.
Yeah.
You know, that's always gonna be love, but it's like you can't never get caught up into all of that stuff because guys been passing away young.
Yeah.
So now when I look at the game, I'm like, I still love it, but I'm just like, damn, I was really doing that, like.
Yeah.
Cause that CTE stuff real, bro.
Yeah.
That concussion stuff is like
Yeah.
really real, and we don't really be thinking about it because we be so in the moment when we playing.
Yeah.
The money good and stuff like that, but shit, if your mind ain't right,
Yeah. What's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you gonna either mess your money up or you not gonna be able to physically do anything with it anyway,
Yeah.
just from not having the mind,
Yeah.
your right mindset. And I done seen people go cuckoo, bro. Seen people go cuckoo.
Yeah.
Like, that I play with all that. Like it's sad.
Yeah.
And it's sad as hell, bro.
Yeah.
It's sad, but
Do you think the NFL's doing enough then in prevention and then also for past players that may be experiencing some stuff?
it's always things that they can always do better at. You know, that ain't gonna like trying to throw them under the bus or nothing like that, but it's stuff that we gotta do for ourselves, you know? Like we gotta take that initiative. Like nobody gonna hold your hand, right? Like you gotta show that you want help. But for them, they can't ignore those signs as well either, right? Like especially, and that's why I always tell guys, go in that training room and make sure, because when you go in the training room, everything is documented.
Yeah.
Like, so don't be afraid to
Put it all down.
Yeah, don't be afraid to go in that training room, writing your notes. Like, I don't care if you didn't miss the game for it. Like, if you got a wrist hurt in practice, like, go get treatment on it because it's stuff out here when you get done. You can get disability.
Yeah.
You can get total and permanent line of duty, cognitive, you know, and disability and stuff like that. But, yeah, I don't even know what the question was.
No,
yeah,
but it's all good. Well,
stuff real though.
yeah.
Yeah, that drink crazy. I'll be looking like, damn.
Yeah, it exists. Well, it's a good leeway into what you were doing out in Australia last time with the NFL flag. How do you think that's going?
Man, good. I love it. It's even been getting bigger out here because, you know, people aren't even allowing, like even, you know, guys that played in the NFL, they don't even allow their kids to play tackle.
Crazy.
Like but they're also putting these sports in high school. So now it's becoming a sport.
Yeah.
Like flag and for the women. But coming out there to Australia though, man, that was super cool. I ain't gonna lie, I can't stop thinking about Australia. But I love Australia. It's like it's just a different vibe, man. Down under it's a spot. But y'all got a lot of athletes out there, man. I mean, obviously y'all have the rugby league, right?
Yeah.
And then y'all have AFL, which is Aussie rules,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like y'all already have the talent, but I gotta ask you this. Do y'all push kids, like sports on kids like we do here in America?
When you say push, we're quite a healthy country, I'd say. Well, healthy compared to here, I'd say. But like you play your basketball, soccer. It usually starts with soccer because there's no contact, and then you either go down basketball. But
like
football.
far as like your mindset, it's like, are you doing it just to have fun, or it's like I don't want to do nothing but football or basketball.
Oh, I'd say it starts to have fun, and then by the age of 10, you kind of work out whether you're doing it to play and have fun, or then is it something that you really want to push? Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, y'all. And just the international, we having games.
Yeah.
London, Germany. Hopefully, they had one in Brazil.
Yeah.
They gotta have one in Australia.
Well, I think
they'll have one, but they'll probably do it at the beginning of the year.
I reckon it won't be too far off in the next couple of years or
definitely the next year or so for sure. It just has to happen.
Were you impressed with the uptake of NFL there and everyone's interest levels in the game itself of NFL?
Where
in Australia?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I tell guys too, man, like guys that's playing, I'm like, bro, go over there. Like it's just a whole different fan base. Like even for me, just doing this podcast for you, right? Like people don't really know who the hell I am over there in Australia. So like,
you acting like you're doing this for free.
But I'm just saying, like you coming over here and like, it's just a different set of eyes. But then also, y'all, NRL coming over here, huh?
Yeah, they played in Vegas. This time just going, but we might get a game over here. There's been whispers the last couple of years, so we'll see how we go.
Yeah, y'all got to get that done, man. Y'all got to get that done. That'd be good, though.
That will be good. You'll be there?
Yeah, hell yeah. I went to, obviously, it was New Zealand, but I went to the All Blacks game.
Yeah.
Versus, who like their little brother?
Australia, probably us.
No, like one of the smaller islands.
Oh,
like
I'm sure.
Pacific.
Samoa, Fiji.
I think it was Samoa.
Yeah.
Or Fiji. It was one of them. Yeah. Yeah, that game was good, though. I always wanted to see the All Blacks, though.
Yeah. Mate, that's all I've got for you.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate your time. You, man. Yeah,
we finally got here.
Yeah, hopefully y'all, got the story a little bit, got to learn a little bit about me. Yeah, I'm gonna be back over there though soon, bro. I'm getting back over there. I don't care. I love Melbourne, love Brisbane.
The Gold Coast.
I love the Gold Coast. Love the Gold Coast. I gotta get down there to Byron Bay.
It's only an hour from the Gold Coast, so you have to fly in. We'll get you there.
Gotta get to Byron Bay.
Oh.
You been to what's up north?
Noosa, Port Douglas, Cairns.
Yeah, Cairns.
Port Douglas is the one. You go to Cairns and then drive to Port Douglas.
You ever been to Perth?
Yep, a couple times for football.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's good.
But it's just cheaper to go to Bali than it is to go to Perth, I think.
From here?
No, from in Australia.
Oh, yeah. About the same.
Yeah. Oh, Melbourne and Sydney. Yeah, I like them. You been to Toddy's?
Toddy Sydney, yes, I have. You hit that up?
Fire.
There you go. Shout out to Toddy's.
Appreciate the restaurant you put me on to too.
Which
in
one?
Brisbane, I think. I think it was you. Yeah, it was you.
I think that was just Google.
Right under the bridge. It was like under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Fire,
Stanley, Asian restaurant.
Fire.
All right, there you go. Shout out David Finlayson down there at Brisbane Wharf.
Fire. And then they got the little bar right there.
That's right.
It gave me like New York, Brooklyn vibes. Like, yeah, it was super
go.
dope. And then, I'd be at Nando's all day.
Hang on, so you're going to all these fine food restaurants and you hit Nando's up.
I love Nando's, bro. And Outback has lamb chops in Australia. They don't have lamb chops here.
There you go. You learn something new every day.
All right, man. Yeah, appreciate it, yo. Safe travels to you. Sorry for messing up the location.
We good.
Yeah, man.
We good.
I see all y'all Aussie fans out there in Australia pretty soon.
Done.
All right, brother. Yo, appreciate you.
Good work.
Yeah.